Hi folks, it's Andy. Welcome to this episode of Kendo Video Feedback. Okay, so here we are for another episode of Kendo Video Feedback. In this series of videos, I take some footage that you wonderful channel viewers have sent to me. We watch it together. I give you some feedback and hopefully everybody learns something. We're going to jump to it in just a minute. We've just got one video to look at today. We'll look at it in just a moment. But before we do, don't forget the YouTube magic. Help us grow the Kendo population. We got about 6 million people starting Kendo last year. We're aiming for 7 million this year. All you have to do, like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell icon and write a comment down below saying Kendo. I know it's a bit of a lengthy process, but if you do all the things, you will help grow the Kendo population. Basically, how I'm pretty sure it works is that by doing the liking and stuff, and then if you go to the little bell, that's called notifications. That notifies these ninjas that work for YouTube to activate, basically, and then you put a comment down below using the word Kendo, like what a great Kendo video, and then they go and find people and they get them to start Kendo by showing them videos from channels like this one. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I've not had that confirmed from Google, but I'm pretty sure that that's the way it is. Don't forget as well to leave a comment so that they know what they're doing. And we can get that 7 million. Like I said, we got like 6 million people probably start Kendo from that last year. So let's get for 7 this time. So also, if you do like the video, if you like this content, if you like the other videos that I put out there, I've got this series. I've got Kendo Rant where I answer questions. I've got instructional stuff where I teach you new techniques. I've got one that I'm working on at the minute. It's coming soon. I've got analysis stuff where I look at matches and give sort of analysis on it. I did one of my own matches recently. Then support the channel by shopping at KendoStar.com. KendoStar, of course, is the best Kendo equipment website in the galaxy, universe, multiverse, everything-verse ever in the history of the human race and the future of it too. I know there's pretenders popping up left, right and centre trying to do what we do, trying to imitate us. But look, you're going to shop with us in the end anyway. Don't spend your money twice. Come to us in the end. You get the best equipment, you get the best service, and you support the channel. Everybody's a winner. Everyone's a winner, baby. That's the truth, as the proverb goes. So we're going to look at a video today. It's a Shiai video. I'll give you the background information that I've got on it. It says, first thing, huge thank you for everything you've done on the online Kendo community. No, thank you. And after a long time pondering whether or not I should submit a video for your feedback series, I decided, why not? Here it is. Okay. Thank you. I know the quality is a bit low, but I hope it's okay. A little bit of context. I recently passed Shodan. I'm in my mid-40s, still recovering from a ripped LDC in my left knee. Okay. Maybe this injury has more psychological than physiological impact on my Kendo. Nonetheless, I can't really rely on my left knee as I'm not as explosive as I'd like to be, but hey, that's life. Yeah, I mean, I think that is a big thing as well. Like being injured, it's like it has a really big psychological impact, not just a physical impact. This video was shot during a tournament in Paris where I managed to reach quarterfinal. Fantastic, with a lot of luck. In this match, I'm the white player. I'm fully aware of a lot of my shortcomings, clear lack of Zanshin, but I'll be greatly benefit from your keen eye and kind remarks. I'm sure there'll be loads I don't see. Best regards. Okay, no problem. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so you're the white player on this side. Let's start from the beginning. Let's have a quick look about how you're getting on. Let me check the sounds okay. Right, let's have a look. This side. Good stand up. Good hase, shouting, good. Your kamae is great. I like your kamae. You said your shodan, very, very good, very good. I think your left hand's probably a little bit too far away from your body. You probably, and it's causing your arms to be a little bit overly outstretched. It's taken away a little bit from the variety that you'd be able to perform in terms of technique. I think you'll have a lot more to work with if you relax your elbows slightly, bring the shinai a little bit closer to you. This left hand, it just wants to be maybe a couple of inches back, not far. You don't want it to be touching your abdomen, but a little bit further back. Okay. I mean, having said that, I mean, there are people that use this very effectively, and actually, when I was younger, my kamae was a bit like this as well, but it was too much. It was too much. Okay, fantastic attempt at kote. Okay, this is a great kote strike. Okay, one more time. Couldn't tell from the sound exactly whether it was on target or hit the tsuba, but when you mention that lack of zanshin, I think here is a good, this still here demonstrates it quite well. Yeah, you see how your sort of intention and everything, your focus is kind of going away and downwards rather than at the opponent. Okay, so keep your focus towards your opponent. All right, and I think that would help you improve your quality of ippon. But, you know, look, for the level that you're at, you know, the sort of kikentai no ichi of your strike's pretty good. I wouldn't know that you had sort of a knee injury. So be careful here. This is more of a shiai strategy than anything else. But you see, after you hit here, you collide, there's no ippon, and then you kind of start to separate but kind of stop, and then there's this sort of weird distance between you that's created. A really good player will just pick you off here, all right? So either take tsubazeri or get out, move out, separate fully. All right, a little bit faster. Yeah, I just feel like it's just a little bit too far away. Yeah, so I definitely think I want you to look at that after hitting. You see how after you're hitting, you kind of turn away and your intention's away from them. All right, it's really important. Oh, this is good. This is quite good. Can't tell which one hit first, but I think you had the good. Yeah, so it's kind of Ayuchi. It wasn't really clear, right? Super clear. But you know what? Like, from a technical point of view, I think you did super well. Super well. Similar issue with the kote strike, though, right? I'll be honest with you, man. You know, you said here that. Let me have another look at the email that you sent through. You said that you're shodan, right? You recently passed shodan. Okay. I think you're. Yeah. I mean, I think considering that, you're doing super good. I think. I think for shodan, you know, if you told me you were sandan, I wouldn't have been surprised. So he's doing good. Okay, so here, right, this is good. I like that you decided to follow this up, but this kind of like awkwardness here, where your hand is sort of raised, like it's easy to counter. Because what's going to happen here is like your shin has got to travel all this way. What you want to do in this position, it sounds a bit counterintuitive at first, but as you turn around, pam, straight to kamae, and then attack him from the kamae, and then you're going to be able to use your shinai to create an opportunity even in this situation. And, you know, because you decided to hit when you were too far away, what you could do instead is if you straight away kamae here, you could chase him a bit in your kamae, and then he'd be like, oh, okay. And you probably have chance to make a successful strike there. Be careful of that. Be careful of that. I know we're talking about injuries and stuff, but I can see your left heel here. Your left heel is sort of flattened against the ground, and that's something you definitely want to avoid. All right, you never want to have that situation if you can help it. See like that. So again, good you know, the timing and semi for your Debanakote strikes is good, but the hit after hitting is what's letting you down. Good. You see, this is kind of demonstrating a little bit here. You see how this massive distance here and your arms kind of outstretched, it's limiting your your options as to how you can use your shinai to apply seme against him. All right, if your body was a little bit closer to your hands here, then you could outstretch your arms, or you could use your shinai in different ways to see if you can gauge a different reaction. But here you're kind of stuck, and you kind of can only go in a few directions. Oh, this is a. I thought this is a good kote. This is a good kote. All right. But again, you see how the zanshin is a little bit off. Yeah, it's not towards him. Yeah. For me, this was kote. I can understand. The thing is, you know, I can understand the raising of the men as well, though. It's not that was wrong, because the thing is because, you know, he sort of cut through on the men, and your dancing was a bit off. You know, there's an argument for the men too. It's not that was wrong, but for me, it's I think in this case it's kote for me. Again, you're right in that you need to improve the dancing on it. You made the right decision here, right? You see how you're sort of withdrawing here? I'm thinking, I was just about to say, I was like, if you step in now, like this, he's going to hit men, right? So you can use that. So this is the time for you to use that Debanakote that you're good at, right? Would have been withdraw, sapam, and you'd have probably scored a really clean ippon. This is a dangerous part, right? I think you hit your men here. Yeah, it's a bit dangerous. I'm not sure how clean the strike was. It looks like it's in though. Yeah. So there's always a chance here after a clash and a separation. Bam. Like now, suddenly, where you know that's a time you have to be particularly on your guard. Okay, you need to be careful of like just randomly flying in here. So I'm kind of starting to get a bit harsh on you here, because you know, like I say, Kendo wise, I think you're playing above sort of Shodan level. Frankly, I think you're doing very, very well. So, you know, but putting downgrade and stuff out of the window for a second. You know, you want to be a bit careful of this sort of like just random rushing and hitting. And as you can see, there was a dangerous point where he nearly hit you as well. Okay. See, this is better where you're doing something to see what reaction you can get out of it. So I'd say as well, right? I'd say as well on a lot of these kote strikes, the strike itself is lacking a little bit too. I think probably there's a little bit too much right hand in the strike. There's probably a little bit too much right hand going on in the strike, so that's why you can't get a crisp sort of pop. Whereas you really want to use that left hand, bam, to get that. And it could be coming from that sort of stiffened right arm in your kamae. That makes sense. Yeah. So the striking point is all right. I'd like you to improve the quality of the strike itself with that, and then it's all about the zanshin afterwards. Yeah, no doubt. See, what you want to be careful of is like for most of this match, you're fighting it really intelligently. You know, you're applying yourself to the other person, seeing how they react, see how they react to your shinai movement, see how they react to your sharp step ins or step outs and stuff like that. But then there's these periods of where it all just goes away and it's all random, and that's super dangerous. That's not a game you want to get into. See, like here, you start to lose to your desire to make a strike. so it becomes impatient, and this is a really dangerous thing to do in the Shia. I think you're fighting the Shia very, very well though. So this is a dangerous moment, wasn't it? Like here, this sort of moment was kind of dangerous, where you were like not really prepared, and then he suddenly came to attack you. You have to be a bit careful of that. Yeah, I think you know what as well, like, is I think if you improved your men strikes as well a bit, because like your kotewaza is obviously like tokui, it's like your sort of good technique, but I haven't seen much in the way of men waza. And what you find is if you get better at men waza, then your kotewaza also becomes easier to score points with. So the person gets afraid of your men waza, so the opportunities for kote start to increase. It's like Takanabe Susumu, right? One of the best players ever, one of my favourite, real inspirational previous All Japan champion. Super famous for having the fastest men strike in the world at the time. Yeah, super brilliant men strikes, and he just was winning matches after matches with men strikes. But actually, if you watch the full Ippon reels of him, like the full like breakdowns of his points or collections of his points, there's probably, and it's the same with Miyazaki Masahiro as well. There's almost probably as many kote strikes as there is men strikes, even though they were famous for their men strikes. And you know, it's either that I'm not sure, it's a bit of a chicken and the egg thing, but you know, there was chances for them to hit kote because everyone was afraid of their men, you know, but also chances for them to hit men because they were also able to attack the kote. I think it's more the previous though. Everyone was like, oh no, it's Takanabe Sensei or it's Miyazaki Sensei, you know, they have to watch the men, and then they get a brilliant kote. Oh, this is a good men strike. This is a good chance for the men strike, but I think in your case, this was a little bit, how can I say? So, probably the right hand's doing a bit too much work, so we're having to swing the shinai quite big. But also, what I think I would probably have liked to see is a slight little bit more patience in the entry here. All right? You're like just on the edge here of like Isokuito for yourself. Now, if he came for men a bit faster, and he did come forward for men, so that's why you're able to reach, but it's kind of like, it feels a little bit like it was strained. So what I would do is at like, this is quite advanced stuff, if I'm honest with you, like this isn't the advice I'd normally give someone that's like Shodan, but again, forget Dango for a second. Here, right, here, instead of launching the attack from this point, I think you would have more success if you made another like inch of a step forward, tiny step forward, and then that would have definitely drawn that attack from him, and you would probably have hit a really clean Devana men, I think. So careful of this left foot flat on the floor. You don't want to have that at any point. You never know when they're going to come and attack you. So again, good timing for this degote. Good setup for it. Poor zanshin, poor follow-up, all right? The key point of why you're struggling with the zanshin is because the intention is not towards the other person. This is a slightly dangerous one, right? Because you sort of just stepped in and hit kind of mindlessly. Luckily, he wasn't able to make it one. A bit of a dangerous one, though. See, you see, this is a really good angle to see it from. You can see, like, hit and then over off this way, like that, when the opponent's like over here somewhere. Yeah? We'll get a still here, you'll see exactly what I mean. Like this position. This position here. You see this? Like, he's over there. He's over there. And you're kind of like this. You know, you need to keep your intention towards him. This is a alright chance as well, but wasn't quite able to make it. Do we have an endo? Is that? Let's see. Okay, so you don't, be careful not to rush, right? Like the great thing about endo, especially at the moment, is that like in the West, like in Japan, it's sometimes a bit different at the minute, but is there isn't a time limit to it, so you don't need to rush it. All right. The clock counts up, not down in endo, right? So don't. Yeah, so you've hit his kote like 10 or 12 times or something, but just not quite enough. Yeah, it's just raising that quality. Okay, so I like this. I think you set this up very well. Yeah, you see how you kind of got him to attack you. And the door strike itself is not perfect, but look, I'm going to let you off on that because I think it was alright. Okay? Next time, try not to lean forward when you hit the door. You'll find that if you lean forward when you hit the door, you'll lose the distance, yeah? The hard thing about Kaishido is that you don't have a lot of distance to work with. And if you lean forward, you remove distance, you don't gain it, all right? So you want to keep your posture straight there so that you can retain the distance that you need to make a clean strike. But this was a good strike, so don't worry too much, all right? But if you're going to improve it next time, that would be it. So that is it. Listen, great Shiai. You're doing super good for Shodan. Super good. As I said, if you told me you were Sandan, I wouldn't have been massively surprised. I think you are definitely on the right track. I think you need to consider the points I've made about your Zanshin, about how your intention is given or taken away from your opponent. And then I'd like to see you have a little bit more crispness to your strikes, especially those kote strikes. Maybe improve your menwazo a little bit so that you can have more access to kote strikes. And then maybe relax that kamae a little bit, and I think you'll do great. Keep that left heel off the floor. All right. Thank you very much for sending it in. I'm looking forward to seeing how you progress. So yeah, that is it. There we go. Thank you everybody for joining me. I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to unleash the YouTube ninjas. Shop at KendoStar, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.